Hello everyone, my name is Jair Alexander Chamorro, and next I share with you my answer to the question of the guide number 1. Task 1, reflecting upon English language awareness. What is the course learning purpose? The purpose of this course is strengthen foreign language linguistics, sociolinguistic, and pragmatic competence through the accomplishment of oral production tasks in given sets of real-time interaction to communicate and discuss effectively about complex issues. From the four learning outcomes of the course, which one calls more your attention? I choose learning outcome 1. Demonstrate oral skills to express fluently and spontaneously about different cultural subjects for social or academic purpose. This learning outcome led me to improve my skills and listening and speaking. How many activities does the course have? The course has 6 activities, which are Task 1, reflecting upon English language awareness. Task 2, partaking in 6 weekly mandatory encounters. Task 3, debating controversial issues. Task 4, delivering a real-time mini webinar. Task 5, standardized test listening quiz. And the task 6, creating a collaborative video podcast. What are synchrony interaction activities? They are activities carried out with accompaniment of a tutor in a real time. In these activities, the student can interact with the tutor and other classmates to develop a specific topic. Identify and describe the synchrony interaction activities in the course. The synchrony activities in the course are task 2, partaking in 6 weekly mandatory encounters. In this activity, the student must register and participate in the mandatory synchronous meetings scheduled for 6 weeks. Task 3, debating controversial issues. For this activity, you must debate with other classmates regarding a topic that causes controversy. The debate must be carried out using valid and convincing arguments. Task 4, delivering in a real-time mini webinar. For this activity, a mini webinar must be developed on free chosen to all through on online conference systems. What does the final exam of the course consist of? Does the final exam imply an individual submission or a collaborative submission? This test is intended to assess the students' ability to understand extended speech even when it is not clearly structured and when relationships are only implicit or not explicitly started. The final exam must be presented in an individual way. Tip 2. What is your purpose for studying English as a foreign language? Since I am a student a degree in English, my main purpose is to master the language adequately in order to provide an excellent level of teaching for my students. I have always liked English because I believe it is a universal language that allows communication among people in almost any place in the world. Open doors to opportunities in the laboral, commercial, and cultural worlds. And I would love to have those possibilities, also providing them to my students. Regarding the nature of language study, what aspects imply acquiring speaking skills? All communicative skills are important when learning a language. However, I believe that speaking skills stand out for their ability to facilitate communication among people regardless of their level of education. That is, to speak English, people don't necessarily need to master grammatical rules, and these skills can even be developed without the person knowing how to read or write. Therefore, in my view, speaking is the skill that most facilitates the development of the communicative process. After planning your language study and especially to enhance your speaking skills, how can you assess your progress? Yeah, based on the article, we can conclude that the most effective way to develop the speaking skills is through practicing interactive environment where the students have the opportunity to express their opinions on engaging topics, adhering to the dynamics of respect and rules that such an exercise demands. In this way, English language learners can test their speaking proficiency, comparing their abilities with those of their peers, and generating a feedback process that will ultimately help them to improve their skills continually. How can you organize lifelong language learning? Mention specific strategies from your experience and from the charter. Human beings have the innate capacity to learn continuously based on their own environment, using their senses and the primary tool for learning. In the case of language, it happens in the same way. Just as people learn their native language through constant interaction with those who speak it, it will be an excellent strategy to surround oneself with elements and situations that facilitate the acquisition of communicative skills. One example could be using English expression for everyday situation at home, where family members are included, generating a collective learning environment. Clearly, no strategy can succeed without a well-organized and disciplined plan in place to facilitate learning. It is crucial for the individual to allocate a dedicated schedule for practice, minimizing distractions that might derail them from their objectives, which should be established prior to commencing to learning process. Specifically, one must possess a clear understanding of their desired outcome, a goal to strive for enabling ongoing evaluation and paving the way for progress over time. Ultimately, no strategy can be effective without the individuals coming into exerting effort and adhering to discipline. Thank you very much.